Hi, I'm Terry Pascoe and welcome to After the 80 Local Edition. On today's show we'll review round 11, talk with Paul Jackwitz who joins us on the panel, look at player profile and preview round 12 of the Ipswich Rugby League. As per usual, joining me to talk all things Rugby League Ipswich, Anthony Bomber Breeze, welcome.
Good to be here again, Terry. Some great games had to get on the weekend between all the clubs there, and looking forward to reviewing it, watching some of the action and previewing the next round.
As mentioned, joining us today is Paul Jackwitz from Fassifern Bombers. Mate, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Now, if you'd like to join the conversation, please just jump on our Facebook page. Just go to Phoenix Media Hub, like the page, and leave all your feedback there. Now, let's take a look at this weekend's action. Let's have a look at last weekend's action, I should say. Some decisive results here, Bomber.
Yeah, well, obviously we had a top of the table clash up the top, Fassifern and Brothers, with Fassifern just getting away with it. North having a great second half over the Bulldogs, and a tight fixture there between the Bluebirds and the Eastern Cobras.
Yeah, look, let's have a look at the North versus West End's game now. High scoring game with this one, Bomber.
Yeah, well, North have been getting away to slow starts there, and obviously West End, as you can see by the footage there, West End got over for the first couple of tries there and went into the half-time break 18-16 ahead, but the second half they seemed to fall apart and North scored 32 points.
Now this is also with the return of Biggs at fullback.
Yeah, well, Jared, he's been at North before there. He's went away for a couple of years. He was one of the best fullbacks in the competition when he was here, so he's added that a little bit of spark to him now. So,
and West End were very had a lot of good options.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they start the games well. The first half they always go good, but it's the second half that obviously Jay Woodward would be really worried about there. They just can't end games off. So
look, and as like I said, I guess defence might have been a bit of an issue here with the amount of tries that are getting scored. Do you think that's a concern for both sides?
Well, it probably is, because obviously defence wins games there, and obviously West End on the bottom of the ladder there, but North have won a few games coming from behind, but towards the end of the season, they're not going to be able to do that against the better teams. So
now West End were leading at half time, 18-16, but I guess North's putting 32 points on them is quite incredible.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether that's due to fitness or whether the half-time talk from the North coach got them over the line there, but whatever he said, it worked, and they were on fire in the second half.
Well, that very interesting game. Now let's take a look at your the Fassifern game. Now I guess attack was a little bit sloppy against Brothers.
Yeah, the attack was probably, highlight was defensive effort. So the attack, I suppose, some not so good options there from both sides, especially our boys. I was pretty proud of the defensive effort. Like I said, Brothers threw a lot at us at the first half, and back end of the second half, and the boys just kept holding them out. So. Yeah, I suppose in attack, there's better options, and completion rate wins games, I suppose. But
well, that's always the case. Yeah, if you complete sets, you do well. But mate, look at the speed here. This is incredible.
Yeah, Benny's got a bit of pace. Well, the afterburners on there. I'm quite surprised they caught him actually.
Bomber, how do you see this game?
Like Paul said, the attack was off. This is Blend above him. He was a PNG player last year. He was probably the man of the match in here. And like I said, speed's a big thing there. There's Matty Bell crashing over there earlier. But like I said, it was a probably even game between the both of them there. Very sloppy in attack, but the defence from both teams on the line was very strong. So
now, I guess I'd ask your opinion, Paul. There's 72nd minute controversial for no try given to Brothers. Sorry, I guess how do you see it? You would have been in the crowd watching.
No, mate, I was down in the dugout, so it was out every day of the week.
Oh.
No, I didn't see it. There's a bit of controversy, but without cameras, you're never going to get the correct correct call, are you?
Oh, well, look, it is. You know, this isn't NRL.
You got to back the touchies, Paul.
Touchy is closer than what we are, so it's you know, it is what it is. But I guess as we just saw with the high tackle there, a little bit of ill discipline from both sides.
Yeah, well, I think someone ended up in the sin bin. I think it was Jay. Was it Jake O'Doherty?
Jake O'Doherty ended up there.
And he came back on and did that head high. I was quite surprised he stayed on the field actually again after that. So.
It has gone to the judiciary, and I think he does get a 2-week suspension with carryover points for that tackle. So.
All right, well, we'll have to.
There was a bit of confusion around. You know, I thought we'd get a free interchange there, but I don't know what sort of happened, like what the exact ruling is, or so.
Maybe just have to check out now. The other game, now I'm going to hit you up here, Bomber, because you rubbished me last week when I said Swifts and Cobras is going to be a close game. Let's have a look. Now, Swifts got away with the win at 28-26, but I know what your response is going to be straight away.
Yeah, you know, like the Cobras are not the easy beats. They've lost a couple of heartbreakers this year, but obviously you see 28-26, Swifts scored 7 tries. They just didn't kick any goals, so I'm sure Damien O'Donoghue will be getting the goal kicking practice out there at Swifts this week there. So,
yeah, Paul, have you seen Swifts? Like last week they got well, I guess you could say they got towed up. This week, even though they did score 7 tries, they only won by 2. How have you been seeing their performances?
Well, they towed us up first round, and then I think with the inclusions of Javan there at fullback, like he brings so much to that side, and we played him there a couple of weeks ago. That's coincidentally when I got my neck injury, and you know, we sort of put a fair few points on there, but Javan was probably a saviour at fullback for him, and we could have had a few more tries if it wasn't for him. But they got some big bodies, you know. They keep coming, like most sides in the IRL. There's some big boys, and you just got to knuckle down. And I suppose the defence, like every other side, and their discipline, if they get that intact, they should go well. Well, they're top of the table at the moment, aren't they? So.
Well, and you guys aren't too far behind, so.
No, I think we must be tied at the top there. I think.
On equal points. Yeah.
But as you say, we've got some big boys. At least there's none bigger than Dave Taylor that we saw on the weekend.
Yeah, I know. He looks like swallowed a sheep.
He's got a halfback inside him. Now, this is another game the Cobras have lost by, I guess, less than 4 points.
Yeah, obviously John Leota there. He's got the boys going good there, but they just can't get the 80 minutes there. I think they've lost about 5 games by under 4 points. So, I don't know. He must be tearing his hair out. I'd hate to be a coach these days.
I definitely won't be wanting to be a coach. Now, let's take a look at the ladder where it stands so far. Like I said, I think you're tied up on top there. There you go, 27 apiece. I'm assuming you just probably got the lesser for and against.
Yeah, lesser for and against. We had a bit of a slow start of the year, and like I said, Swifts put 40 odd on us, nearly 50 on us the first game, and yeah, so hopefully we can keep going strong and be there at the back end of the season.
And look, yeah, you don't really have much room for error either, do you? Because
no, it was pretty congested up top there. Look, I don't know what the outcome is with Goodenough, where they headed with losing their 6 points. I know they had a submission in the QRL, so sort of see what happens there. Like that should give us a bit of breathing room, but I'm not sure.
We'll have to wait and see. Now, I think it's time. We'll have a look at this week's player profile.
My name's Samuel Dixon. My friends call me Sammy, or Sam for short. Call me Black Mamba. I started playing football at school, as younger in grade 12. And then I started my actual club career at Redbank Bears. Currently I'm playing on the wing, but I want to have a little bit of running fullback. Yeah, hopefully I do, but yeah. So I'm playing on the wing. My greatest achievement on and off the field, I was a national sprinter back in school, and I played schoolboys. And last year I played Colts for the Ipswich Jets, so yeah. The player that inspired me to start playing footy I would say it was Billy Slater. I started playing because of him. Seeing the way he moved at the back, and I was like, yeah. The boys tend to say I'm annoying because I talk a lot, and I'm always in their ears. So pretty much tell me all the time, shut up, Sammy. Just train hard, eat well, and listen to the coaches. I tend to struggle with listening to the coaches, but I'm trying. Something I'm improving in. Melbourne Storm, no doubt. The system is just great. The system is so good. Quay Bellamy is nice with the players. It's like a family. So, the Melbourne Storm for sure. Definitely, I would say keep an eye out for Leppy or Aiden Boise. Yeah, pretty tough fellas.
Thank you to Sam Dixon there from West End Bulldogs. I think you mentioned halfway through there, Paul. I think that's the formula for most. Rugby league's a simple game. The formula's easy. Train hard, eat well, and listen to your coach. Doesn't get much harder, does it?
No, I suppose tackling and catching the ball would help as well.
Mate, let's have a bit of a chat with yourself. Had a few seasons off. You come back and now you've done an injury to your neck.
Done a mischief, yeah. I fractured my C5 vertebrae, subluxed fractured of 5 and 6, so essentially fractured the vertebrae and smashed my disc between 5 and 6, and 5 slipped off of 6, and yeah, so now I've got a new disc and a few pins and screws in there, so very, very, very lucky and fortunate to still be walking, I suppose.
Is that the big R word come up now? Is that retirement? Is that the end of Paul Jackwitz?
Yeah, I suppose it has to be. Like, it's really not worth the risk, is it? Like playing IRL and a young family at home, and the wife wouldn't be too happy if I pulled on the boots again. So it's I'd love to play again. I was enjoying my season this year at Fassifern, like really enjoying it. We're starting to build a good side out there and a few good combinations, but unfortunately, you don't want to risk injury to your neck or spine. It's pretty scary, pretty surreal actually.
I was going to say, how close were you to, I guess, being in a wheelchair?
Oh, well, fractured vertebrae. I suppose I didn't really understand the extent of the injury until I got down to PA on me back with a neck brace on and five surgeons standing around me in their scrubs, talking about how they're going to operate or. So yeah, I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky. Unlucky to get the injury, I suppose, but lucky it wasn't more serious than it was.
Now, obviously, we were just mentioning about retirement. Do you have a chance of being a bit like, I guess, Brent Tate, having a neck brace in there, or is that sort of completely out of the picture?
Oh, it's out of the picture for me. I suppose if I was on $1 million a year and playing in the NRL, I'd try to come back, but for a few beers and a bit of camaraderie, it's probably not worth it. Yeah. Just happy to be around the boys and do a bit of coaching, maybe run some water. Yeah,
well, obviously that was my next question now. Is Roosie going to get you involved now for the rest of the year? And obviously you're not just going to walk away from Fassifern?
No, I definitely won't walk away. Like, I'll try to help out. I helped out on the weekend. Roosie played reserve grade, so I helped the boys warm up and was in the dugout with Roosie. It's, you get a bit itchy and edgy out there, and try to keep them up, and hopefully I can run the water in a couple of weeks, so that'd be good, still be on the field.
So obviously immediately, yeah, that's what you'd be looking at, is just running some water, but I guess, have you got any coaching ambitions or going into that field?
Oh, at the moment, probably not. My work commitments are pretty high, so maybe down the track when the young fella starts playing footy. I don't know if I got the temperament at the moment to be a coach, so you look at, there's a lot in it, coaching. Like, I try to take the boys to warm up and things like that. Like, you constantly, cogs are constantly ticking, I suppose.
Obviously, you've got a young baby at home now,
yep.
And you're building a house out at Peak Crossing, so
yep.
Obviously that'll give you a bit more time now to be with the wife, be with the young one, and see the progression of the house being built.
Yeah, that would be good, but I suppose, yeah, it'll give me a lot more time, but I still like to get out training when I can when I'm not working, so I suppose footy doesn't finish until later in the years. But the commitment's not there anymore. I suppose don't have to be there on Tuesday. I don't have to be there on Thursday. So just when I can make it, I suppose. And
your wife might be wanting you to go to training.
Yeah, maybe.
Be home 9.
Yeah.
But we'd just like to point out that obviously the injury to your neck wasn't through foul play, was it?
No, it wasn't. Not at all. I just went in for a tackle. I chased out for marker and just hit in the wrong spot. Come back into me. I bent down and my head collected his hip. I Didn't think I did anything at the time. Kept trying to play on. I thought I had just a bad burner because I couldn't feel the left side of my body, my arm. Sort of feeling came back and got on to half time, and I said to Roosie, I can't keep going. And then went to work later that night. Only lasted an hour at work because I was just in too much pain. Went to the doctor the next morning and had a scan, and that's when he was like, well, don't move, put a neck brace on. Or you've got a fractured vertebrae. So I was like, yeah.
But obviously the main thing is you got no neck brace on now, so you're pretty sweet.
No, so I had a neck brace on at the start. The operation was just to stabilise the vertebrae, C5, C6 vertebrae, and yeah, because obviously you had a risk of doing further damage from there. It would have only taken me to sneeze or look the wrong way, or get pushed in the back, and it could have been all over.
All right, mate. Well, look, we hope you have a speedy recovery, and I hope your wife can tolerate you a bit more being at home now.
You have to ask her that. Yeah.
All right, well, let's have a look at this weekend's games. There's going to be some more cracking games this weekend, isn't there, Bomber?
Yeah, well, all games this week are on Saturday there. We've got the Brothers Norse game there. That's the Matt Dennis Memorial game there. And we've got the West End Goodna. They play for the Matty Cameron O'Brien trophy down there. And obviously, Fassifern Bombers heading down to the Eastern Cobras.
So how do you think your boys will go this week against Cobras?
We're going to definitely have to be in our game. Like Bomber said before, Cobras have lost so many games by only 2 points. It's going to be tough down there, especially on a Saturday night, 6:30 or something. So be a bit cool. And once again, they got some big bodies. So.
All right. Well, what's your game of the round?
Well, obviously, I'll be heading down to the West End game. I was president of West End at the time when Maddie's unfortunate death there. So I got a couple of MC jobs down there. So I'll be down there Saturday night.
All right, and mate, I hate to do it to you, but I might be putting a mocker on your team because I'm back in Fassifern over Cobras, but I think it might be a close one.
It will be very close, I think.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for After the 80 Local Edition this week. I guess thanks for coming in, Paul. It's good to hear about your injury and that you're on the road to recovery.
Definitely.
And Bomber, also, your insights always well appreciated.
No, it's always good to be here. Good to get the local action and some local footage out to the local people in Ipswich.
I hope you enjoyed this show as much as we enjoyed it. For further updates, please just go to our Facebook page, Phoenix Media Hub. I'm Terry Pascoe. Thanks for watching.